Power to the people. My name is Pita de Aztlán. I want to express myself to Chicanos. This is a message to Chicanos. I was born into a small Mexican family. And growing up, I considered myself Mexican. As I got older, I realized that I wasn't really fully Mexican. You know, I was born in the USA, and I didn't speak Spanish, and I really wasn't from a Mexican culture from Mexico. I was raised here in the United States. So as I got older, I realized that I was not really a Mexican, and yet I was not really an American. When I was a child, we called white people Americans, and we were Mexican. As I got older, I identified with the self-identity of being a Mexican American. Then when I went into high school, you know, I joined Maya, Mexican American Youth Association, and then this is, I'm talking about late 60s here. I graduated in 1969 from Sacramento Senior High School. So I identified with the term Chicano. You know, the Chicano movement was coming up. You know, we had the Great Boycott, United Farm Workers Union. You know, the walkouts, student walkouts in LA. You know, and the Brown Berets, you know, spread like wildfire. You know, we had a chapter here in Sacramento. I was Minister of Education, and we were blessed because we were growing up. We had like positive role models. We had constructive action that we were doing. You know, we helped get ethnic studies going and helped to create the War on Poverty program. You know, during the Johnson administration, I worked for the War on Poverty, and then in 1966, you know, the Black Panther Party came up out of Oakland. You know, so a lot has gone down over the last few decades. You know, so in terms of where we're at now, a lot of people who I consider La Raza Cosmica, that could be Chicanos, Mexican Americans, Mexicans, Latin Americans, Latinos, and even some who are confused call themselves Hispanics. You know, those are all of La Raza. Now, as a Chicano, see, we don't identify just like with our skin color in terms of brown people. You know, we if we're not from the USA, we tend to identify with our origin. You know, our national origin. You know, it could be like Mexico, Puerto Rican, Cuban, you know, El Salvadoran, Nicaraguan, and so black people are our natural allies, yet there are differences. So as white people should be our natural allies, in the sense that we all have we all share the same common survival needs. We all have the same basic desires in life. You know, life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. So we have to make sure that we don't let the enemies of mankind divide us, and that we see the power of unity among humanity, and at the same time appreciate the cultural, ethnic, and racial diversity among us. Keeping in mind that there actually is only one actual race of people on planet Earth, Mother Earth, and that's human beings. So it's important for us to be kind to humankind. And I want to see people of La Raza to have more of ethnic identity of who they are, of what they are. Because if you're not white and you go out in the streets and you're thinking, well, I'm a white American, then you're really confused, And it's not just a skin color thing, it's a whole culture of racism that we live in the USA. Now we have the big uproar again about immigration and all that, and the fascist Senate bill, and it ain't going to work because we weren't involved in the whole developing process of that. And I want people to understand, all of us, that Chicanos, we're more concerned about other issues than just immigration. Now, white folks like to put us in a bag and make them feel comfy, and they talk about immigration, but let's talk about the misery of poverty that we live in. Same as black people, same as white people. Poverty doesn't discriminate in terms of race. So we got to see the economics involved in connected reality and what's going on, so that we don't get confused. So we don't walk around blind, deaf, and dumb and not even know it. So I'm just sharing a few ideas here. I can go on and on. I just want Chicanos to know who they are. I want all of us to know who we are, and not be pretending, not being phony. And even though we see ethnic differences, remembering that we are one humanity, and it's important to be kind to humankind. Namaste.